Interesting. I just go out there and find something like the other thing.
Good, how are you?
All right. Good evening and welcome to tonight's Board of Education meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silence, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. As we start our meeting this evening, let's pause to acknowledge that the Hackensack School District occupies the unceded ancestral lands of the Ramapo-Munsee Lenape people. We are grateful to be able to learn, work, and gather today, and we continue our commitment to support all underserved and undervalued members of our school community. In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, adequate notice of this meeting was advertised in the record, posted at the board office and filed with the city clerk. I hereby call to order the regular public meeting on May 1st, 2024 in the Hackensack Media Center at 6:20 p.m. Ms. Singh, will you please do a roll call?
Yes. Mr. Carroll? Is he online?
Present. Present.
Thank you. Ms. Harris?
Present.
Mr. Martin? Mr. Powell is not here as yet. Okay,
He's on his way.
okay, all right, yeah, okay. Ms. Pringle?
Present.
Ms. Somerville?
Present.
Mr. Stein?
Present.
Ms. Cordero Alton?
Present.
Mr. James Vickery?
Present.
We have a quorum.
All right. So we will start tonight with our presentations, which is our public hearing of our 2024-2025 budget, and that will be led by our administrative team.
Good evening. My name is Lydia Singh. I am the business administrator for Hackensack School District. Tonight, I'm presenting to you our district's budget for the 2024-2025 school year. Each year, I begin by reminding us all of our mission statement, our core values, and our belief system. We believe our students will be effective communicators, quality producers, self-directed lifelong learners, community contributors, collaborative workers, and complex thinkers. We believe all students are entitled to opportunities to maximize their talents and abilities. We believe in setting high expectations for students, teachers, and administrators to ensure that our students successfully meet and exceed the New Jersey Student Learning Standards. We believe that understanding, implementing, and responding to current trends in digital learning is intrinsic to success in a global 21st century. We believe in maintaining a safe and secure learning environment. The underlying values and principles that drive our mission and our vision are personal responsibility, a strong work ethic, collaboration, respect for others, honesty, integrity, and a firm belief that every child can learn. The 2024-2025 budget is the vehicle that will take us closer to our stated objectives. Let us look at revenues. Our total operating revenues has decreased by 4% from 153 million to 147 million. The reason for this decrease is primarily as follows. In 2023-2024 school year, the state of New Jersey Department of Education allowed the school districts to have a surplus of only 2% compared to 4%, which was allowed during the COVID years. For the year 2023-2024, the extra surplus increased our revenue numbers. In addition, special revenues decreased by 61%. This is due to COVID-related grants, which are no longer in effect. The total revenues decreased by 11% from 174 million in 2023-2024 to 155 million in 2024-2025. Here is a visual depiction of our total revenues, the sum of which is 155,360,987. This takes us to the appropriation side of the equation, the major component being instructional related costs, which saw a slight increase, while administrative costs are reduced. The areas that needed funding, such as improvement of instruction and technology, were increased. To further illustrate this point, please note that more money has been allocated for bilingual and special education needs. The cost of salaries and benefits to the district is 95,410,598. This ties back to our core values of ensuring our students will receive an education by well-trained, highly qualified, and a competent staff. For facilities and maintenance and upkeep, there are some projects planned for 2024-25 school year for Parker High School, Middle School, and Hillers, as you can see from this slide. For capital improvements, we are seeking to purchase or lease needed additional instructional and administrative space. When it comes to safety and security, we are continuing to upgrade all the locks district-wide. In the 2023-24 school year, we have completed Jackson Avenue and Hillers School. Nellie K. Parker is scheduled for next year. We also plan to upgrade portable walkie-talkies and repeaters district-wide. This slide shows us the total allowable revenues that our district could have obtained in taxes for the 2024-2025 school year. This calculation shows that our total available tax levy authority is 95,471,691. The approved tax levy for 2024-2025 school year is $93,389,606. This leaves a balance of $2 million, which can be used as needed in the future years. Here, we are showing a comparison of the tax levy from 2019 to 2025. As can be seen, the taxes have only been increased when necessary, even though we were allowed the 2% increase. Here, we can see the impact of school tax levy. The impact on an average household is $194.14. Here you can see the school tax rates per $100 of assessed valuation over the past 6 years.
Good evening. My name is Andrea Oates Parchment, Assistant Superintendent. Hackensack Public Schools embraces professional development and lifelong learning as a way to enhance the services we provide to our students each year. For the upcoming school year, we will invest in professional learning that focuses on data analysis and response, standards-based instruction that supports and empowers all of our scholars, and the continuation of our commitment to equity and ensuring that we move along the continuum to be a culturally proficient district. Curriculum is the cornerstone of why we are here. It is the content of what teachers teach, what students study, and the instructional plan for how and when the content is taught. For the 2024-2025 school year, we will invest in an ELA research-based curriculum for grades kindergarten through grade 8. We will also continue our math curriculum, Reveal, for our elementary students, and illustrative math will continue for our middle school students and Algebra 1 students. Finally, the district will invest in a universal screening assessment to monitor student progress and provide the targeted instruction to help all learners meet the grade level expectations.
Hi, my name is Lauren Kasmark, and I am the Director of Curriculum. I also work closely with the district's preschool program. This year, the district will offer 149 spots for 4-year-olds and 75 spots for 3-year-olds. We will enhance the use of iPads in the classrooms to support curriculum and language development. Additionally, we will partner with Apple Education to provide professional development for teachers.
Good evening. I am Darius Pemberton Sr., the Director of Special Services. I wanted to take a moment to express my gratitude for your collaboration and dedication to our students. As we continue to strive for excellence in special education, I believe it is crucial to highlight the importance of having a complete child study team in every building. Having a comprehensive support system in place not only benefits our students, but also enhances the overall learning environment. With additional paraprofessional support, we can provide additional attention to students who require extra assistance. Utilizing augmentative devices for students with diverse needs can significantly improve their learning experience and help them reach their full potential. Moreover, integrating elementary supplemental curriculum support ensures that all students have access to a well-rounded education that meets their individual needs. By working together and leveraging these resources effectively, we can create a more inclusive and supportive environment for our students to thrive. Thank you once again for your unwavering commitment to our student success. I look forward to our continued collaboration in providing the best possible education for all. Thank you.
Good evening. This is Rosemary Marks, Assistant Superintendent of Schools. I am blessed to work with a dedicated team to support social emotional learning and mental health wellness across the district. For the upcoming school year, we will be adding 1 additional social worker at the elementary level through shared funding from the school-based mental health services grant. The addition of this social worker will support continued implementation of the Nurtured Heart approach and SEL activities, including classroom lessons. Care Plus services will also continue at Hackensack Middle School and Hackensack High School, with dedicated therapists available for individual student counseling sessions and parent outreach, as well as parent workshops. The district will also implement mental health screening for students in grades 7 through 12 during the 24-25 school year. The SEL team will engage in professional development activities to create an action plan using data analysis to support data-informed decision-making and help us continue to grow our mental health services and social emotional outreach across the district.
Hello, my name is Adrian Sapero, and I'm the District Technology Coordinator. As we look forward to the 24-25 school year, our department is dedicated to 3 core focus areas that underpin our mission to drive educational excellence and innovation. These areas are instructional strategies and support, data-driven and informed decision-making, and infrastructure. Each initiative within these focus areas is carefully designed to align with our mission, ensuring that we not only meet the current needs of our students and staff, but also anticipate future challenges and opportunities. Now let's take a quick look at some of our projects and how they not only support our daily operational needs, but strategically align with our long-term goals. Starting with our instructional tools, the AI Literacy and Classroom Tools Initiative and the Kindergarten iPad 1-to-1 pilot program, along with our grade 9 through 12 Chromebook refresh, are designed to directly enhance our educational offerings, supporting varied learning styles and preparing students for a digital future. For staff, we will be offering professional development on the use of technology in the classroom and for instructional planning with a focus on AI. And we'll be implementing a comprehensive data platform to streamline data collection and analysis. For our families, we are expanding our Parent Square platform and launching parent technology workshops. These initiatives will help bridge the gap between home and school. Our website redesign is aimed at improving user experience and accessibility, ensuring that all stakeholders can obtain information easily. To support our infrastructure, we are undertaking a full network refresh and bandwidth upgrade, leveraging 80% E-rate funding to optimize connectivity without straining our budget. Increased cybersecurity measures and server infrastructure enhancements are planned and critical as they underlie every aspect of our tech operations, ensuring that our environment is not only robust, but also secure against emerging threats. Each of these initiatives is a building block towards a technologically empowered district that is secure, efficient, and inclusive. I appreciate your support as we strive to make our technology a beacon of innovation.
These are the highlights of the 2024-2025 budget for the Hackensack School District. This plan of action seeks to provide our students with a thorough and efficient education. For if we do not believe in our kids and provide the support needed to our kids, then it is so much more difficult for them to believe that they can become their best selves. Thank you for your time.
All right. Thank you all to the entire administrative team who put that together. It makes it a lot more palatable when it's in that format, because when listening to a string of numbers, it can be a lot less exciting and more confusing. So we appreciate that a lot. So now it's time for public comments. The board not only welcomes your comments, but wants to hear them. All participants, please sign in. When it is your turn, please state the following: your name, municipality, any group affiliation that you might be a part of. If you list more than one, please clarify from which you're speaking. Each person has a limit of 3 minutes. Please adhere to that. And please direct all comments to me as the presiding officer. And any response that is appropriate to be responded to will be held until the end of the public comment portion. We're ready.
Good evening. I stand here today as an employee of the Hackensack School District, Donna M. West, and as a taxpayer. I promise this time I will be a lot less cryptic so as not to annoy Trustee Cordero and Alton and make her extremely angry. As a taxpayer, we're talking about yet another new reading program, another basal program for what I understand for K to 12. In the last 5 years, we've thrown away an entire basal program, been given Reader's Workshop with Barb and then other consultants from Gravity Goldberg, which tend to be very subjective in its implementation. We want test scores to increase. We want kids to learn how to love reading without yet again figuring out how students best learn how to read. From pre-K to second grade, this is all foundational. How about finding what is developmentally appropriate for children that age so that more students enter third grade reading? We keep throwing everything out. How about we take a look at the resources we already have and see what we can purchase to support what we have? Lots and lots of books and resources in our classrooms that are now being replaced with more books and resources. Why? And where do we house all of it? No one listens to us, yet you want to criticize and even blame us when test results are not to your liking. How about you visit some of our classrooms and see what's working? Ask the teachers who consistently research how to be effective teachers and who research how children learn best. Are the publishing companies now dictating what we do? Why do we roll everything out to every grade at the same time? How about introducing new programs 1 to 2 grades at a time? And is it true that Hackensack preschoolers are going to be going to school in New Milford? Why is that?
All right, is there anybody online? All right. Mr. Jackson, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. Tony Jackson, Hackensack resident, teacher, and parent of a Fairmount student. I wanted to address something that I hear pretty often in the meetings, and that is the phrase "clear as kind." And I think it's very well intended, and in some instances it may be true, but I think there is so much that is unclear and lacking in transparency that it's hard for me to see things as clear or kind. As a parent, I wonder why so many teachers at Fairmount, veteran teachers who have been or are being moved, at least to either in the middle of the year or now near the end of the year, that is disrupting the flow of learning for the students. It disrupts the sense of safety for them. It changes the culture and community. And if there is a reason for that, I would love for that to be cleared up for the community. As a teacher, I feel that it's unclear why my colleagues are being bounced around, often with no rationale, aside from a response, something to the effect of, the district will decide where to place you as you are a district employee. And we're talking about people who have built relationships not only with students and families, but with each other. And all of this, if we are operating under clear as kind, then I think we deserve that transparency. I think that consideration is kind. I think that justice and fairness are kind. And I think if those things are absent in these decisions, then that is not kindness. I think we as a staff, we as a community, we deserve those. And I think they need to be addressed. I think oftentimes when we are making these comments, they might fall on you as a board, but I don't know what happens with the conversations after that, because there is very little response and it becomes unclear whether or not we are being heard. So please understand what I am saying right now. I'm trying to be as clear as possible so that I can be kind in my comments to you, but also very clear and transparent in what I am looking for and what I am looking for an end to. And that is a lack of transparency and a lack of disrespect. I feel like we need to have respect for our teachers. We need to have trust in our teachers. And if we do, then I don't think we will see all of the movements that are happening, especially ones that are not happening and being talked about in public, and then they get discussed when you all go, and have your conversation separately, and then we are just made to abide by them. So if clear is kind, please be clear.
Anyone else online? Okay. Say that one more time. All right, Ms. Carroll?
Hi, my name is Rosemary Carroll, and I am a Hackensack resident, parent, and parent in town. I'd like to understand what the maximum capacity is at the Hackensack Middle School. I feel that it is over capacity, and that since there's been such an influx in town with the number of apartment buildings that have come up, the families that now we have in town, and the number of students that we have going to our schools. I'd like to know if you are going to be leasing space, not just for your administration, but also for our students, so that they can be more comfortable in the hallways, so that their classrooms are not overly, you know, overcapacitated in that space. I'd just like to know if you're going to be leasing some space, because I did hear someone say that they were going to be leasing space for administration, I believe. I could be mistaken, but are you going to be leasing space for our students as well?
All right. So that brings us to, anybody else, Chris? So that brings us to the end of our public comments portion. Thank you for your participation. Be it resolved that the Hackensack Board of Education determines it necessary to meet in executive session on Wednesday, May 1st, 2024 to discuss personnel matters. Is that, we're missing a page, but be it further resolved that these matters will be made public when there is no longer a need for confidentiality. We will move into executive session. Can I have a motion to move into executive session? Thank you, Mr. Powell. A second from Trustee Somerville. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? And there are none. It is 6:47. We hope to be back in an hour. Is the meeting on?
Tell me ready to vote.
All right, welcome back. So we will start with our personnel. Ms. Cordero Alton,
Yes.
that's you.
All right, hello and good evening, everyone. Be it resolved that the Hackensack Board of Education, upon the recommendation of the superintendent, approves the following personnel actions, A1, A through Y. Very quickly, motion to take action on personnel matters as listed and appoint and submit to the Executive County Superintendent applications for emergent hiring and the applicant's attestation that he and or she not have been convicted of any disqualifying crime pursuant to the provisions shown there. All appointments are contingent upon receipt of proper teaching certification, and all salary placements are pending receipt of college transcripts verifying degree status and letters stating years of service in other districts.
All right, so we have a motion. Can I have a second? Thank you, Ms. Somerville.
Roll call.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Carroll,
See there?
I'm here.
Carroll,
Yeah. Can you hear me?
yes. Ms. Harris,
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
yes.
So-
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think he knows what he's voting.
Okay, so we need you to vote on the personnel agenda, and I know that you have some recusals. So if you will say those, please.
I recuse everything except for the give me a second. The grant manager and the confidential secretary. The rest I just and anything I recuse myself from anything that has to do with paras. And the rest I would have to say no because I wasn't I didn't have a chance to look through all of the personnel due to just getting it at 4 or 5 p.m. this evening.
All right, thank you.
So you're voting no on personal?
All except for the grant manager and the confidential secretary
And the paras?
and the powers.
Recusal.
So you're recusing paras, you're yes for
Right.
confidential, rest, yes for grant, and no for the rest.
Correct.
That's correct.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Carroll.
you.
Okay.
Ms. Harris,
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yes.
Mr. Powell,
Yes.
Ms. Pringle,
Yes.
Ms. Somerville,
Yes.
Mr. Stein,
Yes.
Ms. Cordero Alton,
Yes.
Mr. James Vickery.
Yes, I need to recuse myself from number 276.
Recuse number 276. Motion passes.
All right, thanks. We have no policy, no curriculum. We'll move on to finance. Why don't I handle that one tonight?
Yeah. I don't-
So this is our resolution to approve and adopt our 2024-2025 school year budget. We have all seen that in multiple forms now. So we will, there's no need to read the entire budget. We have seen that in multiple ways. Thank you for your hard work. So can I have someone make a motion though, since I'm the one leading the meeting? Thank you, Mr. Powell. Ms. Somerville, thank you for that second. Trustee Stein, do you have this? Oh, thank you, Trustee Stein. Is there any discussion? All right, so we'll do a roll call.
Mr. Carroll,
Yes.
Ms. Harris.
Yes.
Mr. Martin,
Yeah.
Mr. Powell.
I don't have a deep voice like that, Lydia. Yes, I vote yes.
Okay, do I start over? Ms. Harris, Mr. Martin is yes, Mr. Powell,
Yes.
Ms. Pringle,
Yes.
Ms. Somerville,
Yes.
Mr. Stein,
Yes.
Ms. Cordero Alton,
Yes.
Mr. James Vickery.
Yes,
Motion passes.
awesome. All right. That's good. We will move on to board comments, and we will move through those relatively quickly if we can, so we can get someone to their class. So, Mr. Stein, we'll start with you, sir.
Just everybody, thank you for being here. Have a safe trip home.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Martin? Thank you. Ms. Harris?
I just wanted to thank the administrative team for the detailed budget. It was a great presentation. Thank you, Ms. Singh. I wrote everyone's name who spoke because it was very detailed. Ms. Singh, Ms. Parchment, Dr. Kasmar, Mr. Pemberton, Ms. Marks, and Mr. Sapero, and everyone else who put the whole thing together, because I'm sure there was not just you guys, but a whole team of people. Thank you so much. I also just wanted to just make aware that Dr. McBride had put out the presentation for the middle school. I thought it was a great presentation. Unfortunately, there was a few of us who did want a couple of questions answered. We requested for a meeting. Unfortunately, that didn't go through, but I just want to let you know, just publicly, that I do have questions. Unfortunately, I don't have them on me, but I will definitely contact you so that we can have that conversation.
Perfect.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Perfect.
And that's it. Thank you.
Ms. Pringle?
Everything that Jen said. And I want to also special thanks to Dr. McBride for your patience answering the questions that I had Monday and today. There's still some of us that have questions. As a team, I'm, still going to support, but I respect, everyone's opinions and being vocal on the board, being, have their questions and concerns and stuff like that, as well as my own. So yeah, thank you, everyone, for their participation, signing in, being here, and everything else.
All right, Ms. Somerville.
Hi, so good evening, everyone. I second what Jen said. Thank you to everybody that put together the budget. Awesome presentation. Lydia, I'm always asking you about whether or not we have prepaid and reclassed and whether or not we've accrued, but I'm gonna save you from that question this year because you outlined all of that stuff when you did the budget this year. So no need for me to go in there. And Dr. McBride, I know it's challenging some days, right? But has nothing to do with loving the job. It is challenging some days. And I know sometimes it seems, overwhelming. And if at any point in time, my questions or concerns or anything, contributes to that, please feel free to push back and say, hey, maybe too much, maybe not enough. Because, I'm hoping that for the rest of the time that I'm on here before my term ends, communication is the key. To be able to move stuff back and forth to get stuff, done on behalf of the district and especially on behalf of our kids, because those scores are dismal, they are disappointing, they are horrific. And if my kid was included in that pool of being, 100% of them being below the state average, oh, there'd be a whole other different conversation that was happening between me, you, and the school district. It's not acceptable. So anything that you can do to move that forward, to make that change, and to make our kids proud, to be at Hackensack and make us a blue ribbon school is welcome. So there shouldn't be any argument, any pushback, any challenges from anybody, because you're doing it on behalf of the kids and not on behalf of, the board or us sitting here, on behalf of the children, because they deserve better than what you presented to us. That is unacceptable on any level. So anything you need from us, anything you need from me, if I can provide it, I'm here for it, because we need to do better. We need to do better for them. So thank you for everything and, good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Powell.
Jen, thank you. You pretty much covered everything. So I won't repeat what you said. Thank you. And I just want to say, about your presentation. I did a call and got there. It was not in person. It was phenomenal. Yes, thank you. And enlightening at the same time. And it's just thank you for what you do and your team. Not just me, so you and your team, and I trust you and your team. It's trust is very important. We have to trust you and your team that you will do the right thing for our kids. And I'm confident and I have faith that's what you guys are doing, and I'm fully on board with it. And if I do have questions along the way, I will ask. And you have an open door policy where we can always reach out to you, and I welcome that. And, you know, I say to our board members, if we do have questions, we should ask. And if you do have concerns, you should ask. That's why we're here, you know, but let's just seek the different avenues that you can to get the answers from that McBriden's team, so we can move the district forward and make it, you know, a Blue Ribbon school, a school of excellence. That's what Hackensack community deserves. That's what our kids deserve. And we're here representing Hackensack's community and the kids. I just want us all to remember, and we're not perfect, no one is, but let's refocus on the kids and our teachers, our administration. Let's just support them and pray for them too. So as they go through, you know, they can continue to do a wonderful job for us, and I'm sure they will. And that's all I wanted to say. And to all the board members, thank you all for being a part of the board, which is what I always say. Thank you for serving. And just remember why we're here, and we'll be okay. Thank our IT, our custodians, just everyone in this school, nurses. It takes a village to raise a child. Yes, I see. And all of us together have to work together in order for this district to be successful. And I'm sure we will. But just remember, we always all not going to agree all the time. And any board where you agree all the time is a dysfunctional board. It's written in black and white. Go read it. You're not going to always agree, but we can agree to disagree. And as long as we respect each other when we disagree, then we are moving forward. So just remember that there are days we'll agree, there are days we'll disagree, because we have our own way of what we think it should be. But guess what? We're not the experts. So we have to trust the process and trust the experts, and we'll be fine. Get home safe, and I just want to say, let's continue to work together for the betterment of our cycle.
Thank you. Ms. Britton.
Good evening. Thank you, Lydia. Ms. Parchment, wonderful presentation. Anyone and everyone who assisted in putting that together, greatly appreciated. To the human resources at Hackensack, I know it's been a very challenging few weeks, to the superintendent, to all of that staff. Thank you for getting it all together. 25th hour, who cares? We got it. And we're doing what we need to do to move the district forward. So I know it was no small feat, and I appreciate you. Hope everybody gets home safely, and we'll be back here in less than 2-3 weeks for the next board meeting. Thank you.
Mr. Carroll, I've been reminded that you're online. Sorry.
Hi, yeah. Thank you guys for that presentation, and just want to say have a good night. Thank you.
Good night. All right. Thank you. And I'll quickly just say thank you to Ms. Singh and her staff who worked tirelessly. This is probably one of their hardest times of year to put together and meet lots of deadlines that we have to meet for the budget. It's very complex and complicated, and it takes a lot of people working on it and very smart people to make it happen. And we're thankful for your hard work, and take a couple days off. I don't have any power to say that. I have no power to say that. And then Ms. Howell, thank you and your team for the 41 pages of personnel. It is it is very complicated. Oh, it ended up being 48, but it's a lot. There's a lot of moving pieces and parts, and I know that it's a lot to deal with. So thank you for your hard work. It's much appreciated. I want to go back to and address the really the only thing that I feel like I can address in the public comments portion. And I want to be very careful, and I kind of have to dance around it. The comments around clear as kind, I want to say that I appreciate that. And I think that I can see a very valiant effort to make things clear in this district when things have been very unclear many times. When it comes to the board and what we can say and what we cannot say, many times people say things from their perspective, and they talk about lots of things that are happening in the district, and we have to sit and grin and bear it because we are not allowed to speak back on a topic. And many times the members of the board have the full picture of what is actually going on different personnel matters. And we just sit and listen as we want to, because that's what we're here to do. But we cannot speak back. And because that is our professional obligation, is to listen and not to speak back when not appropriate. So know that we hear you, but know that we can't speak back. It's not that we don't want to. Sometimes we want to speak back, good or bad, but we can't because it's not the right thing to do. And I want to say that it is, today is the start of Mental Health Awareness Month. We had today a wonderful luncheon for the interns that have been interning in our district, and we honored 4 of them and their supervisors who have done a lot of great work. We will be doing different activities throughout the month of May, and the hashtag that we will be using is Be Seen in Green. So throughout the month, if you do your best to wear green as you can. Maybe next month at the board meeting, do your best to wear green in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month, which we do work very hard to make that an equal component in our district of the other things that we do, because it's just so important.
Scott, in closing, just one quick question for you and Dr. McBride, and maybe legal, right? That you brought it up. So what is the chain of command for personnel when they come to the board and discuss personnel matters? Because we can't, it's the third rail for a board, right? We cannot touch personnel matters. So can staff come and talk about their own personnel matters or other personnel? Is that appropriate or is it not? Because I'm a little confused.
They have the right to exercise their First Amendment right, but we won't be able to respond on it, comment on it, agree with it, disagree with it, or make any sort of statement because we're bound by obligation under the law. So the staff has the right to make their comments. If they're looking for a response, they will or should not. I recommend that the board does not give them one because it would be in violation of our obligations under the code.
Well, and I would like to just offer this since we're talking about it. Before I do that, let me jump to Ms. Marks. I would also like to thank Ms. Marks and all of the work with our SEL work that she does. She is a tremendous leader in that work from the grant that she has worked so hard on, and just her overall leadership in that area. So thank you. I don't know if she's here, but thank you to her and her leadership for that. In part of what you're speaking to, not only can we not speak on it, in this forum and in this format, they can come and speak and en masse, but we can't even do anything about it. because it is a personnel issue. Now, here is the format that we can do something. If there is an issue that any staff member in our district has, the proper channels are to go to their supervisor, and if they cannot come upon an agreement and settle whatever is going on, then they can file a grievance. That grievance has a pathway. And there at level 3 is when it comes to us. And that's the only place that we can impact what is going on in a personnel issue. It has to go through the school level, which is level 1. Well, all of this runs through HR. To file a grievance, that goes through HR. But the first level is the school building, the school-based. They try to resolve it there. If it's, I mean, obviously we have other places, but is the school level. If it is not resolved there, they can escalate that to a level 2, which will be to Dr. McBride. If it is not resolved there, it gets escalated to the board. Then they have a hearing at the board level, and that is the only time, the only way that we have any say. So people can come and say anything that they want to. And
If it hasn't gone through that process.
if it has not gone through the process, there's not one thing that we can do. We can be sad, we can be happy, we can feel sorry, we can whatever, but we can't create change or impact until it works through the process.
I have a question too, then, to piggyback off of that. Isn't there also a process, since they are within a union, in which they have an opportunity to go through the union?
That's all through the union. That is all through the union.
So the grievance
Yep,
process?
that's all through the union.
Perfect.
Yes, the grievance process is through the union, and all employees obviously have their rights under federal and state obligations, board policy. We can direct you there. Speaking at a board meeting will get you heard, but it's not unlikely to produce action, but it will get you heard. You have a right to be heard.
Mhm. All right.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Unclear. A little unclear as to what action, you can take when the comments, come to the mind.
Right. All right. So thank you for a good night.
Just to confirm, I'm sorry. Is our next meeting the 15th or the 22nd?
22nd.
22nd, okay.
Thank you. Can I have we got to adjourn? May I have a motion to adjourn? Mr. Stein, a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We don't care.